Welcome, everyone, to another DPI Presents. This is an interview with none other than my twin sister, Renee Scott. She is passionate about insurance, and she is also passionate about small business owners. So today we're going to pick her brain a little bit. So, Renee, obviously, I know you, but tell us a little bit about what you do.
So, Roslyn, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. So, I am Renee Scott, owner of Renee Scott Insurance. And I like to say that I help individuals take the pain out of shopping for their insurance needs, whether it's auto, home, small business insurance. My team and I take the pain out of making that possible.
That is fantastic. I know often when we have been doing our Reimagine, which is our business, small business owner events where we pass along great information, and you can actually check our YouTube channel to see the replay of that. We just did one in August. I know you often talk about insurance not being the sexiest topic to talk about, but it is incredibly important, not just on a professional level, but definitely professionally. So tell us, why is insurance so important for our small business owners?
Yeah, I do say that because it is not something that a lot of individuals necessarily want to talk about or anything of that nature. But listen, we all, for the most part, have it. If you drive a car, most likely your state requires you to have auto insurance. If you have a home, most likely your lender is going to require for you to have insurance for your home, so homeowners insurance. If you rent, your landlord may require you to have renter's insurance. And if you are a small business in a strip mall or some type of office plex, your landlord may also require for you to have insurance. So it is important that if it's something that you're paying for, and more times than not, your insurance is a very large part of your budget when you add across all, auto, home, renters, whatever the case may be. So it is important. And the reason why I have the passion behind it is because it's important for you to understand what you are paying for. It is vital for you to be able to recover for something that happens unexpected. You didn't anticipate having that accident, having that fire in the home, your car being stolen. And so it's important for you to understand insurance before you actually need it. And so that's what my team and I are here for.
I love that. And one thing that you are always doing your videos on Instagram, you do great little kind of excerpts here and there where you talk about what it is someone might be confused on, whether it's something coming up with a hurricane. So we really appreciate you keeping us in the know when it comes to insurance and really protecting those assets. I think about a small business owner, and let's say they just bought a lot of audio visual equipment and there's a theft in their environment. It is going to be insurance that's going to help them retain some of that loss. Is that accurate, Renee?
It is. And let me just add also too, because so many individuals are starting small businesses, Rosalind, you know that full
Yeah.
well as a business consultant. So many individuals are having their businesses at home. They're starting home-based businesses. And even if you have your business in that condo, in your home, in your apartment, your homeowner's policy, condo policies, renter's policy does not cover business equipment. And if it does, it's very limited. It may be $1,000. And so just like you said, if you're a photographer and you have your cameras, or you are in the audiovisual space and you've got all of your equipment, even for someone who may be selling oils and they have all of their inventory in their home, in their garage, somewhere stored at home, if something happens, it is not going to be covered under your homeowner's policy. So it is important that you have business insurance. And it may seem like it is expensive, it may seem that it is complex, but it is not. And that's what we are here to help you understand and get a handle on.
Yeah, that's so good. I know even me as an author that have my books, that has to be covered as well. So, we just celebrated, Renee, our 30th high school reunion, and we had such a blast. We had such a great time. But I wanted to ask you, when did you know that you wanted to do this? I know that you and I were very much passionate about business, but when was it? We went to the University of Florida. When did you realize it was really the track of insurance that you wanted to pursue?
Well, it definitely wasn't anything that I thought of as a little girl, right? I don't think that many young women think, oh, I want to be in insurance. It's just not something you think about. But when we were at the University of Florida, at that point, the company that I was working for like 23 years came on campus, and they were looking for interns, and they had an opportunity that was in Orlando. So I would have been going back home. They were paying $10 an hour, and back in the 90s, that was good money. And I will tell you, Rosalind, the very first day I started, and it was State Farm at that time that I started, and I sat down as an intern, I immediately knew it was something that I wanted to do. And I don't know, it just obviously must have been God given, that I wanted to be in insurance. And I have been in this space now for, over 25 years, and no regrets whatsoever.
Yeah, that's so good. Obviously, you are definitely an expert. And I know you had talked about your beginnings, 20 plus years with this large, insurance company. Now you're independent. Can you tell us the difference between working for one insurance agent versus working for multiple or having your own agency? What's the difference, independent versus a captive agent, I think, as you have called it before?
Yes, and I'm blessed that I had an opportunity to do both. So in 2018, I opened my doors at that point as a State Farm agent. And so as a captive agent, just as it says, you are able to sell for that one particular insurance carrier only. And so it was a great time. It was a great organization to be able to represent. However, it did not fit the needs of everyone. And so as an independent agent, I now represent several different insurance carriers. And so as a result of that, I am able to offer a variety of options for my customers. And so it just provides me the flexibility to take a look at different plans, different carriers, better pricing, better coverages, across all spectrums, whether it is auto, small business, or homeowners insurance products that I'm selling to them.
That's good. And talk about that transition that you make a little bit, because I know that some business owners are thinking like, my business is so different from when I first opened my doors or when I first launched. Can you talk a little bit about what it took to be able to transition and pivot? And I know that this happened during the pandemic, but you were relentless in making yourself be successful in the midst of incredible uncertainty. Can you talk a little bit about that transition?
Well, Rosalind, I'm a woman of faith. And so first and foremost, it took prayer, right? For me, it took prayer and understanding where I wanted to go. The timing was not what I would have necessarily wanted, with it being in the midst of a pandemic. But I knew it was a decision that I wanted to make. I knew it was something that I was being led to make that switch to being an independent agent. And so it took a lot of research. It took prayer. It took a great team. To the naked eye, it really looked that I didn't make much change. I was fortunate to have a team that stuck with me during that transition. I was able to keep my same phone number, keep my same web address. And so for the public eye, I was able to keep that same brand, so to speak, from a standpoint of Renee Scott Insurance. But it did take the faith of just making the move, just launching out. A lot of times when you are going to make a transition as a business owner, you may not know everything there is to know, every step, every answer to every question that you may have. But ultimately, if you know it's something that you're being led to do, you just have to launch out and have faith that you're going to do it. You're going to be successful. There may be some setbacks, but you just keep moving forward.
I love that boldness, bravery. Renee, thank you for that, because I know many business owners might be going through that. Now, one thing you're also passionate about is, and I think this is one of your greatest strengths, networking. And sometimes when we are making the transition from I've worked for someone, I'm pretty much kind of just worked for corporate America or worked for another organization. I'm just kind of networking with the people within that organization. Once you become an entrepreneur, networking goes to another level. You have to be able to talk about what it is that you do. And some people kind of shy away from that. You do not. So talk to us about how important for business owners networking is.
Oh, so important. Listen, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to have relationships. You need to build relationships. You need to identify who those relationships are that you need to have. Like for me in the insurance space, it's very important for me to make relationships with realtors, lenders, property managers, because those are individuals that are going to be able to easily have someone give us a call because of the insurance needs as they go to purchase a home. Also to building inspectors, so it's important to have those strong relationships and to join with organizations that provide you an opportunity to network. I always say it's important to, as I've shared with you, have a relationship with your local chamber. They provide a wealth of information, provide several different opportunities to network with other individuals that are small business owners, just to learn, because when you are an entrepreneur, a lot of times you can feel like you are on this island
Yeah.
all by yourself. And so it is important to have relationships, to put yourself out there and build those relationships.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you really were a thriving force in me to be able to join. I joined NABO. I know you're a part of BNI. You are a part of your chamber, so passionate about it, and so many other professional associations. So thank you for that advice, because sometimes it's something that we look over. Now, when you are selling, many small business owners are in the midst of selling themselves, selling their products, selling their services. How do you handle when you get that rejection? It is so hard. But tell us a little bit about how you navigate that space of rejection.
Listen, that's a part of business. And Rosalind, if I had $1 for every time someone stood me up, someone said no, I don't want what you're selling right now, I would be rich. I would be, listen, it is a part of selling. I mean, it is, rejection is just going to be a part of it. First and foremost, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Just don't take it personal. Also, too, I am a big believer of making sure that you state your value proposition to the customer. You want to make it so that you disturb the waters, so to speak. I always tell my team this, and what I mean by that is you want to create a conversation and a relationship with that potential client where even if they say no right now, you have disturbed the waters, you have propositioned and provided the value of the product that you're offering. And so that when they get off of that conversation or off of that Zoom call, they're thinking like, wow, you know what? She made some good points. So you want to ask those questions. You absolutely want to ask those questions and find out, and just make sure that they fully understand the value that your product provides to them. And so even though may say no now, it doesn't mean that it's no all the time. And so for me in this space, there are renewals with insurance. And so even though someone may say no to me now, I'll say, hey, I'm going to give you a call in 6 months because I am going to continue to see if I can earn your business. So no doesn't mean no always.
I love that. I love that. Oh, you're dropping such incredible wisdom. So we're going to wrap up here, but I just wanted to ask, as we wrap, such great information that you've shared with our business owners, our community, what is it, that one piece of advice that you would give small business owners?
Oh, I love that question. And what I would give as a piece of advice is to always, always have community. When you start as a small business owner, There is so much that you are trying to navigate from marketing. If you have employees, you're navigating HR, you're navigating your leases. If you're in a building, you're trying to sell, and you want to make sure that you have community. Of course, I utilize Renee Scott Insurance utilizes the services of DPI. You, Roslyn, as my business consultant, have provided me such words of wisdom. And so it is important to have that community. I have an accountant, I have a business consultant, I have a banker that I'm fully aware of and know of. I have the individual, have a really good conversation and relationship with the person who helps me with my marketing. And so you have got to have community. I also surround myself with other women business owners, especially in the space of insurance, because they help to motivate me. I am able to ask them questions. You're going to have so many questions that you have to ask, and you just have to make sure that you have good community all around you. A good board of directors, as I like to say. That first and foremost is the best advice that I could give to any business owner.
That is fantastic. Renee, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, you can take a look at us. We're on almost every single social media platform there is, from IG, Twitter, as well as LinkedIn and Facebook. Renee is Your Agent is how you're able to reach us. www.reneeisyouragent.com. That same Renee is Your Agent is where you can find us on our social media handles. If you want to give us a call, feel free. Our number is 813-548-1985, and we would love to be able to assist you in any way that we are able to.
Renee, thank you so much. This has been incredible wisdom.
And if people are listening, Roslyn, we not only want them to like the fact that they have listened to this on YouTube, but subscribe to the channel, because there is just a great amount of information. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, DPI.
Yes, we love that. All right, Renee, we'll talk soon. To all of our viewers, thank you. Be gracious with your thoughts and be gracious to yourself. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.